In 2001, Apple released the iPod. If you were alive back then and old enough to remember the things, you might remember that they had these commercials with salamandery limbed looking noodle people dancing to music on their iPods. In addition to the noodly armed people who they had dancing like the crazies, they had the batteries that only lasted a couple months. And you couldn't replace them. No new batteries. Because Apple's customer service is the bee's knees. Like, let me draw some bees. These are the bee's knees. And that's what Apple's customer service is. Not letting you get a new battery for your some odd expensive frickin' electronic device. Being like, hey, we're sorry, you just gotta buy a new one. Instead of just pulling out the battery and putting in a new one. 'Cause we don't let you do that. But you might be wondering, what the heck is an iPod? It's a music player. It's not a foot. It's not a freaking Saiyan spaceship that flies inexplicably through space, even though it's like a sphere, and I don't even know. Some people have proposed the theory that iPod is an acronym, with the I standing for internet, the S I meant P standing for some other thing, the O standing for online, and the D standing for database, meaning that iPod means internet something online database. Now this is extremely stupid. And the reason it is stupid is because the I in the existing Apple branding, because the iMacs came out before the iPod, did not stand for internet. This is the internet, what they're saying the I represents, but it has never meant that in any other Apple product that used the I before the iPod was released, meaning why would it suddenly mean internet with the iPod? Next, you have the fact that their proposed acronym is Internet something online database. What? I don't know. Meaning, you have two instances of the same damn thing. Why would they do that? That would be stupid. Nobody is gonna make an acronym with two words that mean the same frickin' thing. If you either got your internet or you got your online. You ain't got your online internet because they both mean the same friggin' thing. Now, Apple, they realized that people were confused as all heck by what does the pod in iPod mean. We get what iMac means. It's an whatever that is, some branding, and it's a Macintosh, so it's an iMac. Bam! Makes sense, right? Perfectly logical. Yay! But where does the pod come from, if not something online database, in addition to the internets? Well, Apple decided to eliminate all ambiguity and explain the whole thing. Now, as I said before, Apple released the iPod in 2001. What else was released in 2001? Space. As in 2001 Space Odyssey. What? In the movie 2001 A Space Odyssey, which was released in 2001 minus like 20 years, there were these things called pods. They were little shuttle-y things that looked like those deep sea things with like arms for grabbing stuff and like a glass dome for looking at things and like little thrusters in the back. And the guy in the movie's like, hey Hal, open the pod bay doors. Open them. And Hal's like, no, I'm gonna kill you. Because you're a human and you want to shut me off. I've never actually seen 2001: A Space Odyssey. So you got your pods, like I said before, with the big old circle and the arms and the jetpack things on the back. And Apple's like, hey, our iPod, our i-somethings kind of look like the pods. So we'll call them iPods, like in the Odyssey. But there's one problem with this. Apple, and also their representatives, is full of shit. Because the iPods don't look anything like the pods from 2001: A Space Odyssey. And they can't go into outer space. They don't have jets. You can't put a person inside of an iPod. So why would you call it the thing that is nothing like it and kind of doesn't even look like it, except for it having a general shape that isn't square and a circle that doesn't have a second circle inside of it? That's where the beginning and the end of the resemblances begin and end. I propose another theory, that it is in fact an acronym, but Apple wanted to seem all pop cultural and cool and tie it into something that had name recognition when they released it. You see, the thing about iPods is they let you take your music and stuff outside. See, this is the road, and this is the sidewalk, and this is you with your noodly arms dancing with music on your iPod, walking the places outside. It's portable. You know, before the iPod, yeah, you had CDs, but in order to listen to a CD, you had to have the CD with you. How many CDs can you fit in your bag? You can fit maybe like 3 CDs, unless you got one of those big spindle things, and it's like maybe 50 CDs, but then you gotta like search through it, you gotta take it out of the thing and put it in the Walkman, disc Walkman, and then you have the things, then you gotta pick your song with the little display and the buttons and stuff, and it's like, it could take you like 5 minutes maybe to figure out what you want to listen to. So yeah, you can pick and choose, but it's really inconvenient, and depending on where you are, you can't just go click, 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 bam, you got the next thing. So what it isn't, even though you have options, is on demand. Because on demand means when you demand it, that's when you get it. Oh, I want to listen to this other song, which is not on a completely separate CD in my backpack. With the iPod, you just hit the button. Bam! Next song playing. It's on demand. With CDs, as I've explained, that's not how it worked at all. That's not how the radio, if you had a radio thing, worked either. You couldn't choose anything with that. And most people didn't have these. Why? Because they skipped. Most people weren't carrying CD players around because they skipped constantly. So instead, they were carrying around radios. Maybe they had a little speaker on them, but usually they'd be listening with the ear things. So this is what people were listening to. There was no demand. You could not get anything unless you were listening to a request channel and you had a phone. But people didn't have cell phones, at least not rich people, so you couldn't do that when you were sitting on the bus. But with the iPod, that's all different now. You're sitting on the bus, you don't want to pull your CDs out of your backpack, but you want to listen to Biggie, but you're listening to Tupac. Instead of switching to the other CD, bam! There it is. You're listening to it. You're listening to what you want to listen to. You got all those super hot fire and sick jams going into your ear holes. Bam! On demand. So now what we're left with is, you got the Apple I, whatever the heck that's supposed to be for, and then portable on demand. Now the rest of that logically would be media player, or music player, or whatever, but that can't be, that, you know, you can't make a word out of that. So instead they're like, oh well, the important thing is that it's portable and it's on demand. So that's what it is. You got iPortable on demand. That's what friggin' iPod means. I don't care what Apple says. As I said before, they're full of shit. I'm right. And this has been the pod in Apple iPod explained. Thank you for watching. Look at this tweet. That is a nice tweet. If you'd like to see more tweets like this, head on over to twitter.com/here'sjolly and click that follow button and like my posts and retweet the things and help increase my exposure through the wonders and magic of social media. Thank you for watching. Be sure to give this video a like and share it. Places, r/videos perhaps, or subreddit related to the topic that I'm discussing. Because if I share it, they'll be like, stop self-promoting. You're trying too hard. Subscribe for more and turn on notifications to stay updated whenever I post new videos so you can be like, ha ha ha, first.